Good evening, everyone. We are live here on the campus of Meadowbrook High School at the Corral, where two Muskingum Valley League rivals are about to clash. Tonight, the 11-6 John Glenn Little Muskies made the short trip to Byesville to confront the 12-3 Meadowbrook Colts. John Glenn is coming off of a come-from-behind victory at Ridgewood on Saturday. Meanwhile, the Colts are coming off of a 75-37 victory at Crooksville on Friday. Meadowbrook is currently on a 5-game winning streak. Their last loss was on January 8th to Columbus DeSales. Last season, the Colts were victorious over the Little Muskies by a score of 62-35. John Glenn features 3 double-digit scorers with Nathan Walker, Colin Campbell, and Avery Palmer. The Little Muskies have been lethal behind a 3-point arc this season, making 148 bonus bombs in 17 games. The Colts are led by Jake Singleton. The crafty veteran is averaging 26.6 points per game and a team-leading 7 rebounds per game and almost 4 steals per game. He's the best player we've seen this season. My name is Mike Snively, and I will be describing the action on YRP-TV and 107.9 and 98.5, the Nash Icon. Joining me on the color is my colleague, Devin Detra. Devin, I'm going to let you slide in here to the mix. And, the Colts have had the upper hand the last few seasons over the Little Muskies. What do you believe the mindset is going into this game tonight between these two teams?
Well, Mike, of course, we're getting close to tournament time with the bids being this week. And, of course, I think both teams are thinking that. They're not far apart there in the division. And, that's obviously the main focus. But I also think we're starting to see a bit of a county-to-county rivalry here now that Meadowbrook's in the MVL, and that makes these games even more intense.
Yeah, I certainly agree. Meadowbrook usually, and by all costs, their number one rivalry is Cambridge, and John Glenn, their main rival, and has been for years, has been Tri-Valley. But since Meadowbrook has joined the MVL, and with the tightly contested football games the last few years, and some really good basketball games the last few years, this thing's turning into a respectful, but yet, kind of a heated rivalry.
Oh, I agree, especially after the football game in the playoffs this year. I think we called it together. I called it with somebody, it come down to the last second, it's really getting intense, and that's great for the area. And, when I'm looking out here, we don't get the huge crowds like we used to with there being so many options for fans to watch the games, but it is packed here tonight.
Yeah, this place holds probably 2,300 folks, and I bet we've got almost, 1,800 people in here tonight, so it should be an outstanding game. Over the weekend, and the Colts and the Muskies are going through a little bit of adversity. We do know that the Colts will be a little shorthanded, at least for a half, but we know that Romeo Dorsey is scheduled not to play tonight, who's the second leading scorer and second leading rebounder for the Colts, not to mention how many shots he alters with his length in the paint. And we believe that Josh Hupp, another starter for the Colts, will have to sit for a half tonight.
Yeah, we've got a couple violation of team rules here. Coach Taryn Jared, obviously holding some players out, and that's huge for the Colts. That's both of their post players, and as you said, their second and third leading scorers. So,
and then we get word on Friday evening, late into the night, the HVAC system kind of exploded at John Glenn High School, and sprayed water all over the court all throughout the night. And, and that put John Glenn in a big predicament of even where to practice, find a place to play. And, they're going through some similar adversity. So, both teams have had their shares of tough times lately. But tonight it all stops. You forget about it all, and it's going to be two county rivals here because, John Glenn's a little bit in Guernsey County too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so it should be a dandy. We're going to step away for the national anthem, and Devin's going to bring you the starting lineups when we return right after this.
ABC Sports presents high school basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by Doan Ford, West 40 Auto Sales, WB Green Insurance, Southeastern Med, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, Valentine Insurance, Bethea Glass CPA, Surgeon Construction, Bruner Land Company, The Rogers Company, and Stop 9 Church of Christ.
everybody to the corral here at Meadowbrook High School, where we have a dandy on tap tonight with the John Glenn Little Muskies making the short trip over to Byesville. Devin, let's look at the starting lineups for tonight.
For the visiting John Glenn Muskies, we have number 1, Nathan Walker, a 6'2 junior wing. Number 2, Avery Palmer, a 5'9 senior guard. Number 3, Caden Walls, a 5'10 junior guard. Number 15, Stephon Israel, a 5'9 senior guard. And number 33, Colin Campbell, a 6-foot senior guard.
So let me repeat that for the Little Muskies. Walker, Palmer, Walls, Israel, and Campbell.
That's right. For the Colts, as you mentioned, Mike, a little bit of an amended lineup tonight. 00 Drew Webster, senior guard, 6'3", 155. Number 2, junior Easton Eibel, a 6-foot guard. Number 3, Jake Singleton, a senior guard. Number 13, Trayvon Mayo, a senior guard. And number 14, making his first varsity start, as far as I know, is a junior Dane Singleton, 6'2" forward.
Okay, so we are ready to go here. As we mentioned before, we have a large crowd here tonight, probably the biggest crowd we've seen at Meadowbrook this year. Two very good, strong, traditional basketball powers these two schools are. As we've mentioned, these two have seen each other quite a bit in the tournament the last few years. 5 years ago, Colts knocked off the John Glenn Muskies in the district final at Coshocton. And then 4 years ago, they knocked off the Muskies in Athens in the regional final for a berth at state. John Glenn gets the tap. Walker hands to Palmer. Palmer, the senior, guarded by Mayo. Backdoor cut to Walker, no good. Contested by Webster, rebound by Singleton. Jake Singleton.
You're going to see a lot of those backdoor cuts tonight, both teams using something of the Princeton variation.
Webster goes to the hole, gets up in the air high. Dane Singleton with the offensive rebound and put back, 2-0 Colts. Palmer brings the ball across. And as Devin said, we're going to see a lot of five out offense. And looks like Walls gets his shot blocked by Eibel. Eibel brings it across. 2-0 Colts here, 7-10 first quarter from Byesville. Both teams right now not playing with a post player, just playing a lot of five out on the perimeter, trying to get their backdoor cuts in. Singleton goes left, loses his balance. He goes up, loses it. His cousin Dane grabs the rebound. It was knocked out of bounds by John Glenn, so it'll be ball out of bounds underneath the basket for the Colts.
Yeah, and the Colts really need Dane Singleton and Webster to step up with their other post players out.
Singleton gets a really good look at the top of the key, and you can't leave him that wide open. Jake Singleton, 3 points, 5-0 Colts, 6:40 first quarter. Walls over to Palmer. Palmer trying to get things set here, calls a play. Israel goes backdoor, denied by Dane Singleton. Walls gets a good jump to the basket, and he's going to be fouled by Easton Eibel going to the basket. Walls will go to the line, and he's going to shoot 2.
Walls had a step on Eibel the last 2 times down the floor. It'd be interesting to see if they continue to go back to that.
Walls, as are most of the Muskies, a good free throw shooting team. His first shot is up and good. He's a 72% free throw shooter, and that puts the first points on the board for the Little Muskies.
That'll be a strength against the Colts that have struggled at the line this year.
That is correct. Walls hits both of them. 5-2, Meadowbrook leads John Glenn. On Groundhog Day Eve. Eibel got in a little trouble, hands it off to Trayvon Mayo. Mayo now hands it off to Webster. Webster goes hard to the hole. A lot of contact, but no foul. Webster gets the basket. Colts off to a hot start, 7-2 Meadowbrook.
Yeah, like I said, the Colts need both of them to be aggressive here early, and so far they have been.
Really spaced out here are the Muskies.
Colts student section definitely into it.
Large contingent. Both schools have student sections at this game, both standing on their feet. Palmer looked backdoor for nothing. Israel into Campbell. Campbell slightly double team. Israel's going to shoot a three, nothing doing. Rebound by Eibel. Eibel hands it to Singleton. Jake Singleton goes, he misses it. Rebound by Walker. Walker pushes it down the right side. Lost his dribble a little bit, retains it. He's being guarded by Jake Singleton. Palmer gets a look at a three. He lets it go, no good. What a rebound there by Caden Walls. He goes up there and misses it. And then I think they're going to get Jake Singleton over the back of Caden Walls, but really good jumping ability there. A nice strong rebound there by Caden Walls. Only 5'10", but you know, he looked like he was up there near the rim.
Yeah, he's got some definite athleticism.
Campbell inbounds for the Little Muskies. 7-2 Meadowbrook. 5 minutes left here in the third quarter. I'm getting way ahead of myself, folks. First quarter here at Byesville. Palmer hands off to Walls. Walker in the left corner dribbles out over to Israel. Now to the right wing to Walls. Walls loses control. Loose ball picked up by Dane Singleton, and they're going to get Caden Walls with his first foul. 7-2, 4:38 here left in the first quarter. Meadowbrook off to a quick shooting start. John Glenn not firing on all cylinders yet.
Both teams still really feeling each other out, though.
That's Eibel's going to attempt a three, no good. Another offensive rebound by Singleton, but taken away. And I think that's Noah Winland checked in for the John Glenn Muskies. Over to Walker. Walker, spot up three from the left corner. Good. Walker's first points of the game.
Well, we expect a lot from Walker and Singleton this game.
7-5 Meadowbrook leads. Eibel handling the point guard duties, being guarded closely by Winland. Over to Mail. Mail thought about a three. It gets deflected. Hands it to, and we're going to have an offensive foul on Drew Webster. So that's going to be Webster's first. And that's going to be the team third, I'm sorry.
2 turnovers here early for the Colts as well. They average 7 more turnovers a game than the Muskies. I'm sure the Muskies looking to take advantage of that.
Stephen Israel steps up. He's going to check in for the Muskies during the next timeout in the action. Farmer has the ball. He drives to the right on Mail, and there's going to be a foul on the floor, and they're going to get Trayvon Mail for the reach and the grab down near the block.
Yeah, 4 quick fouls on the Colts, and that's another part of them being down 2 players. They only normally play 6 or 7, so they can't afford to be in foul trouble in this game.
And that's kind of the question I asked Coach Jarrett today. I said, you're down to, you play 7, now you're down to 5. Well, who's your next guys? And he goes, it's going to be a gut decision time. Right out, he's going to have to make a decision off his gut. Palmer, you can't leave him open either. Palmer knocks down a 3. That gives the Little Muskies an 8-7 lead over the Colts.
Yeah, confusion for the Colts there on the defensive side. Tried to switch a couple screens and just got completely out of whack, left Palmer all by himself.
Eibel's going to have it down on the left corner. He loses control, and it hit the line. Referee says it's going to go the other way, so it's going to be possession to John Glenn. With 3:02 left here in the first period, John Glenn leads 8-7.
They're leading a turnover battle 4-1 so far as well.
It's amazing how many times that the team that turns it over the least usually wins. And there's a turnover right there, steal created by Webster. Webster hands it to Jake Singleton, back to Webster, over to Eibel, wide open 3. Bingo! Easton Eibel with a big 3. That gives the Colts a 10-8 lead with 2:36 left in the first quarter.
I got a feeling we're in for a lot of 3s tonight, Mike.
Well, we knew that John Glenn could shoot them. We knew that, and we know that Jake Singleton. Now, can the other guy step up for the Meadowbrook Colts?
That is the question.
Nice move there by Walker. He's double-teamed. He kicks it out to Israel. Israel's got a good look. He knocks in a 3, the third 3 on the night for the John Glenn Muskies.
Yeah, 3 of 4 from behind the arc so far. Real hot start for him behind the line.
And John Glenn is like this, very spurty from that 3-point arc. So far, 9 of their 11 points from that three-point range. Singleton drives, and he kind of slipped, lost the handle of the ball. He tries to hit Mayo, and it goes off his hand. Now checking in for Noah Larrick is checking in, as is Caden Walls. Noah Larrick coming off of an eye injury where he got his eyeball scratched by a fingernail. And at the game last Friday, he had to wear sunglasses. That's how sensitive his eyes were. But he is back in the lineup, the big 6'5" senior, he's the senior. Larrick with the ball. He kicks it over to Caden Walls. Out to Israel, back to Walls. Walls between the legs. Kicks it back out to set up the play. Walker's going to have a pretty good look at a three, pretty deep. Big bounce off the miss. And they're going to give the ball, it's going to stay, it went off of Palmer. Possession to Meadowbrook. So 11-10, John Glenn leads the Colts here in Byesville. 2 East District Division II foes going at it, 2 MVL foes going at it. John Glenn being in the big school of the MVL, Meadowbrook being in the small division of the MVL.
Everything we expected so far.
Yes, I figured we'd see a tightly contested game tonight.
And these teams look like each other.
They do.
I mean, they're about the same size. They move the same.
Singleton hits nothing but the bottom of the net, and that was about a 26-footer for Jake. That's his second three. He's got 6 on the night. Under a minute, Colts lead 13-11. Walls tries to go baseline on Ivel. Ivel creates the turnover. Singleton gets the ball in space, tries to go through Palmer. Palmer makes a great defensive play. He brings it up around the back, through the legs, and he just decides he's going to set it up. 13-11, Meadowbrook leads John Glenn. Walker on the right wing, over to Palmer's got another good look. Bingo! Avery Palmer with his second three on the night, and it's 14-13 John Glenn. We got a good ball game here with 21 seconds, and it looks like the Colts are going to hold for one. Colts can get a nice 2 for 1 here because they get the possession to start the second quarter. Eibel with 10 seconds, dribbles to his left, being guarded by Israel. Mayo guarded by Palmer, and Singleton is going to get fouled on the three by Larrick, and that's going to send one of the better free throw shooters in the area, Jake Singleton, to the line to shoot 3.
And only the second foul for the Muskies that first quarter. Played a really clean quarter. But that's not a foul you want to give up there with 2 seconds on the clock.
It is not. So the first of 3 shots is up for Singleton, and he misses it. Singleton is shooting 85% on the year. There's been years where he's been in the 90s.
Yeah, he hasn't been quite as sharp so far tonight. 0 for 3 from the field, 2 for 2 from three-point range.
Singleton does hit the middle free throw. Checking it, Campbell's going to check back in for Walls. 2.3 seconds. Colts down 14-13 to John Glenn. Third shot up by Singleton is good. Gives him 8 points. Palmer's just going to hold on to it, take it to the timeout. So, at the end of the first quarter here at Meadowbrook High School, Meadowbrook leads John Glenn 15-14. We'll be right back.
Feeding the world takes the work of a farmer. Patrons Buckeye Mutual, your local Grinnell Mutual member insurance company, tips our hat to those who help ensure that we can all eat tomorrow. We are proud to offer the coverage farmers need to keep growing. So we're taking a moment to say thank you for planning our future. Trust in farming. Trust in Patrons Buckeye Mutual. Trust in tomorrow. Contact your Patrons Buckeye agent today at 638-3604. Trust in Tomorrow is a registered trademark of Grinnell Mutual Reinsurance Company.
Welcome back to the Corral on the campus of Meadowbrook High School, where the homestanding Meadowbrook Colts take a 15-14 lead over the John Glenn Little Muskies. And Devin, saw some, let's see, 7 three-pointers in that first quarter.
We saw threes galore.
7 three-pointers in that first quarter. You can't leave either of these teams open. Singleton led the Colts with 8 points, and it looks like Avery Palmer with 2 threes. He had 6 points. He led the John Glenn Little Muskies in that first quarter.
Yeah, John Glenn didn't have a traditional field goal in that first quarter. Meadowbrook only had 2.
Webster got the ball out of bounds, went straight to the hole, Might have been a little miscommunication by the Little Muskie defense, and Walker had no choice but to foul him. Almost got a clean block there, but got a little bit of his wrist. So this is going to send Webster, who's a 53% free throw shooter, to the line. His first shot is up and short. Webster kind of the do-it-all glue guy, as we've seen all year and has been the last couple years, a guy you just can't afford to not have on the court. Webster's second shot in and out, and the rebound to Campbell. Campbell hands to Palmer. Palmer up ahead quickly to Israel. Israel over to Palmer. Palmer backs up and says, let's try something else here, boys. 5 out. Well, you've got a post now with Larrick in the game. I'm sorry, it's not Larrick. I can't see who's behind Dane. Oh, that's Walker. And they're going to get Walker with the travel. For a second there, I thought it was Larrick. All I could see was the back of Dane Singleton's jersey. So, correction, Walker, not Larrick.
Dane Singleton's played well for being his first career start.
And I don't think we've had a sub yet for the Colts.
No, I don't know that you're going to see
Yeah.
a sub until halftime.
So Coach Scheck's probably thinking maybe if I get a couple more guys in and out, throw some fresh bodies at them, try to wear them down a little bit. Mail with the ball in the right corner. He kicks it, he dribbles out to the wing, now to the top.
And you know the Colts aren't running like they typically do either.
No, they usually get it out and go. Singleton gets a pretty good look inside, but a tough shot gets it to go. Singleton now in double digits. He has 10. 17-14, Meadowbrook leads John Glenn.
Impressive how long he hangs in the air,
Yes,
isn't
it is. Just crafty, and he's sneaky too, but an outstanding basketball player.
Yeah, the skill's just unbelievable.
Walls to his left. Ball tipped by Eibel. Campbell calls the fist play from the top. He dribbles around, goes around Mail, and he's going to be fouled by Trayvon Mail.
Be his second, I believe.
And I believe you are correct. Colin Campbell going to the line. He's an 83% free throw shooter.
Wow.
These are his first 2 attempts on the night. That's one thing you're going to see in common here with the John Glenn team. Every time these guys go to the free throw shooter, a different guy, they have above 70% shooters. And that one hit nothing but the bottom of the net. 17-15. John Glenn trails Meadowbrook. Colin Campbell's second shot up. No good. Rebound by Walker. Walker up. Nice rebound there by Walker. Gets the easy 2. That ties it up at 17.
That drives you nuts as a coach. You're in the right spot to get it.
Took a big bounce, and Walker was jolly on the spot. Singleton, very good defense by Caden Walls. In fact, it was so good they're going to call a foul on him. Caden Walls, one of the better on-ball defenders in the Muskingum Valley League.
Yeah, he was all over Singleton there.
Just too much body on him, and that's going to send Singleton to the line. Singleton 2 of 3 on the night from the line. His first shot's up, and he didn't get the roll.
Yeah, Colts only 2 of 6 from the line right now compared to 3 of 4 for the Muskies.
Noah Winland checking into the game tonight for the second time. He checks in for Walls. Singleton's second shot is up and good. He's 3 for 5 from the line. Colts lead 18-17, early second quarter here in Byesville. Palmer being guarded by Mail. No backdoor cuts we've seen yet been successful by the Muskies. And you will see a lot of backdoor cuts and three-point shots by this Muskie team.
I'll tell you, Trayvon Mail plays fantastic defense, doesn't he?
He does. He's always been a hard player to. He's a hard to. Plays hard on defense. Nice move there, nice catch, and nice finish there by Noah Winland. That gives the Muskies the 19-18 lead. Mail dribbles to his left, cut off by Walker. Walker, and they're going to get Walker, and that's going to be Walker's second. So Walker, their leading scorer, with 2 fouls here with 5:41 left in the second. Walker thought he had all ball and created the jump ball. The officials thought otherwise, so that's his second foul. Mail dribbles out, picks up his dribble, hands it to Singleton. Singleton being closely guarded by Campbell, goes to the hole, and they're going to get Jake Singleton with the travel. Really good defensive job there by Colin Campbell and a host of other help, and that's what you got to do against Trey. You can't, it's hard to go with one guy. You got to send a second guy at him when he begins to drive.
I was going to say the same thing. It's really got to be defense by committee.
Palmer looks at the back door to Campbell, nothing there. Hands it to Israel. Israel goes underneath on the block to Campbell. Campbell spins, loses control, somehow saves it out to Israel for 3. He missed it. Big offensive rebound by Winland. Winland goes up. He misses, and rebound by Webster. A lot of opportunities there for the John Glenn Muskies, but highly contested defensively by the Colts. And it looks like the Colts are going to sub. They're going to sub in Garrett Milam.
Milam's played some for the Colts this year.
Only a sophomore. Drew Webster knocks down the tray, and that gives the Colts a 2-point lead, 21-19, with 4:40 left here in the first half. Back door to Winland. Nice back door, and that's the first back door we've seen, so that's Winland's 4th point. And we're going to have a 30-second timeout called by Coach Taryn Jarrett and the Meadowbrook Colts. So 4:35, Devin, 21-21. Really good game so far.
Great game.
I've seen, we've seen a little bit of everything. We've seen the threes. We've seen good defense. We've seen the backdoor cuts there. We've seen both defenses playing hard, but kind of what we expected tonight here in this MVL contest.
Yeah, two very similar teams, and you're seeing that on the floor. Fouls may become an issue, as we've talked about. The Colts really only playing 5 guys, and John Glenn having 2 kids with 2 fouls already, and the Colts having 1.
We talked about the seeding coming up. The tournament draw will be Sunday, and you got to figure the number 1 seed in Division II East District will be Tri-Valley. They're 12-3 right now, and probably number 2 is going to be New Philadelphia. New Philadelphia is a team that only beat John Glenn by 2, and John Glenn had every opportunity to win that game. Now it gets sketchy. Who's going to be 3? Is it going to be Meadowbrook? They're 12-3. East Liverpool's 13-3, and then you got a bunch of teams at 9-5, 11-6, 12-5. St. Clairsville, John Glenn's there at 11-6. Indian Valley. But please note this, and please remember this: only 1 team goes to the Athens Regional. Just 1 team, and that was decided by a coin toss.
Absolutely.
A coin toss decided that 1 team from the East District will go to the regional. So back to action. Milam, who just entered the game, out to Singleton, back to Webster, now to Mail. Mail at the volleyball line. He goes to his right. He goes right by Palmer, and Mail's going to have an easy layup there out of a half-court set. Meadowbrook leads 23-21. 4 minutes left here in the half. Another backdoor attempt. Ball kicked around, but Palmer comes up with it. Palmer dribbles out to the top, being guarded closely again by Trayvon Mail. And they're going to get a 5-second call. And as you mentioned, that defense by Trayvon Mail, he sticks. He's got that stick with itness, and caused the 5-second call and turnover.
And just a smart player, on and off the ball defense. You watch him move, it's just impressive.
Singleton up to Milam. Milam only the first sub for Meadowbrook in this game. It's all with 3:30 in the second quarter. Webster with a heck of a move. Goes to his left baseline, right-hand reverse layup in traffic, gets it to go. Meadowbrook leads by 4.
Yeah, great take there by Webster, and he's come in very aggressive, just like the Colts needed.
Wall's being guarded by Milam. He's going to be tripped by Garrett Milam. That's going to be Garrett Milam's first foul on the night, and that's going to be the team 6th on the Colts. So 16 fouls for Meadowbrook, 5 team fouls for John Glenn.
So, yeah, John Glenn will be in the bonus here the rest of the way. 3 minutes to go in the half.
Farmer hands off. Campbell steps back, knocks down a 3. Colin Campbell, big 3 there. His first 3 on the night, his first basket on the night. He has 4 points.
John Glenn does a nice job forcing you to decide what to do with those high ball screens.
Well, they got 5 guys that can shoot. Now we're going to have an offensive foul, and I believe they got, it was a Jake or Dane Singleton?
I think so.
Yeah, they got Dane Singleton. That's going to be, since it's an offensive foul, it won't be 1-on-1, but that puts them over the limit.
Yeah, I think they got him for pushing off in the paint.
So Palmer brings it up. John Glenn trails Meadowbrook 25-24.
Much more of a finesse game than it used to be, isn't it, Mike?
Absolutely. No doubt about it.
Yeah,
especially when there's not really any true post players in the game.
Yeah, those were never called at one time.
No. And now we got Walker's going to drive to the right. He steps back for a three. No good. Another huge rebound by Caden Walls. He's going to be fouled going up. He's going to go to the line for two, and I think they got Dane Singleton again. And that's going to be Dane's second foul on the night. 8th team foul. Walls will go to the line.
I've been impressed with the way this Muskies team rebounds on the offensive side.
Yeah, they do, for 5-out offense, they do a pretty good job on the offensive glass, and Caden Walls has proven it several times tonight. First shot up by Walls was no good. 72% free throw shooter. Second shot up, and that one's in and out. Rebound comes down to Drew Webster. Webster hands to Eibel. Meadowbrook also going with 5 guys out. They'll put Dane Singleton in the high post. But basically the baseline is clear. So Jake Singleton, we need another Singleton on the court, I think. Jake, he shoots a three, and it seems like he gets his feet set like that, and it goes in every time. Just like that, Jake Singleton puts the Colts up 28-24. Walker brings it across, hands to Walls. Walls is going to shoot a three, in and out. Rebound by Dane Singleton, out to Trayvon Mail. Mail thought about a three, thought better of it, back to Singleton. Jake missed the three, and it's going to be a good rebound there and they're going to get, well, I tell you, Israel had a nice positioning, did a nice job boxing out, and I think they got Dane Singleton for his 3rd foul.
I think you're right. Just a little over-aggressive after the play.
So now the Colts have to bring in Colton Delancey. And Colton, I believe, is a freshman.
He is.
Colton Delancey, number 24. This could be his first significant varsity action of his young career. Israel's going to go to the line. He's going to be in the 1-and-1. First shot up and good. Israel only a 44% free throw shooter, but looked pretty good there.
Yeah, it did. Looked real good.
Israel's second shot, he averages 7 points on the year, is good. Israel came in, made 24 threes on the year. He's at 25 threes now. Colts lead 28-26. Jake Singleton, who has 15 on the night already, gets a screen from Drew Webster. Over to Trayvon Mail. Colts trying to reverse the floor here. Over to Eibel. Eibel thought about a three. Good ball fake. Kicks it out to Webster, who kicks it back out to Mail, who resets. We got a minute.
Good ball movement by the Colts, using their time.
Got a minute here, under a minute now. 28-26, Colts lead. Colts not in a hurry. Here comes a double team from Campbell. Great ball work. First shot of his career up by Delancey. No good. And I think they're going to get Delancey over the back of Walker.
Just over-aggressive, young player, missed the shot and, tried to make up for it on the rebound.
Credit Coach Scheck there, firing out the double team right there on Singleton and made the Colts react.
Yeah, they moved the ball well, just couldn't finish the play, but definitely good coaching on the Muskies side.
Walker, a 73% free throw shooter. He's going to shoot two because they're in the double bonus. That was the Colts' 10th team foul. Walker's first shot is up and good. Checking in is Noah Winland. He's going to check in for Caden Walls. 28-27, 41.2 left here in the second quarter in Byesville. Walker has 36 threes on the year. His second foul shot is up and no good. Rebound by Eibel. 40 seconds, 28-27. Second quarter, Colts may hold for one here.
Yeah, take this lead into the half, possibly extend it.
So over to Mail. Mail out to Webster in a little triangle delay offense. Just screening down, screen away. Over to Singleton. Down to 19 seconds. Winland pressuring Singleton. Singleton backs him up a little bit with his jump stop. And they're going to get a foul on Israel, but they had a foul to give. So maybe not a bad idea there. And Noah Larrick's going to hustle and check in real quick. The 6'5 senior checks in for Walker, who has 2 fouls. And looks like John Glenn's going to take a 30-second timeout to talk over their defensive philosophy here with 11 seconds. So 28-27, Meadowbrook leads John Glenn. We are live here on YRP TV. You can go to YouTube or you can go to your radio place and search YRP TV. It'll be the first thing you see on either one of those. We're also on the Nash Icon, 98.5 out of Zanesville, 107.9 out of Cambridge.
Interesting statistics here. John Glenn's 5 of 10 from three-point range. The Colts are 5 of 6.
5 of 6. So that means, let's see, that's a good stat there, Devin. So 3 of them are from Jake.
Yep.
Eibel's got 1, and then Webster's got 1. So 5 of 6 from 3.
Yeah, 5 of 10 and 5 of 6 from 3.
You know, generally, the Colts haven't attempted a lot of threes this year. They're more of a get it out and go and score in transition.
But they've been a little slower in this game.
Yes, they have. So inbound to Eibel. Eibel guarded by Israel. Clock got a late start, 9 seconds now. Handed, almost lost the ball with Singleton. Webster goes to the hole with 3 seconds. He throws it up, no good. Delancey almost had the rebound, but it looked like Winland came out of the mess with the ball. So that's going to send us to halftime here at Meadowbrook. So Meadowbrook 28, John Glenn 27. We're going to figure out some statistics and come back with some first half analysis right after this.
Responsible gambling. Now here's your host, Eric Reeser.
Beginning in the 2022-2023 school year, the Ohio High School Athletic Association will bring 2 sports into the fold. Earlier this year, it was announced that boys volleyball and girls wrestling will be introduced under the umbrella of the OHSAA in its emerging sports category. That brings the number of OHSAA sanctioned sports to 28, with 14 boys sports and 14 girls sports. I'll speak with Tim Streed, the OHSAA's Director of Media Relations, on the process of admitting a boys volleyball state tournament into the OHSAA and exactly what the emerging sports category is. Next, this is the Ohio News Network.
I'm Scott Demaro, President of the Ohio Education Association. On behalf of our 120,000 members, OEA is proud to sponsor tonight's game. We believe in the power of high school sports in shaping young athletes' lives, and we have seen firsthand the power of Ohio's educators to reach and teach their students through countless pandemic-related challenges. The best way to keep our schools open is to prevent the spread of COVID-19. If you can get vaccinated, we encourage you to get vaccinated now.
Does your child play video games with loot boxes or in-game rewards? If so, it's important to know when video games can turn into gambling. Learn the signs at changethegameohio.org. Teens are experiencing gambling in more ways due to the increase in gaming features that mimic gambling, such as loot boxes, gaming skins, and virtual currency. Help prevent youth gambling at changethegameohio.org. This message is brought to you by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
This is ONN.
On January 13th of this year, the Ohio High School Athletic Association announced that its board of directors had voted unanimously to add boys volleyball and girls wrestling starting. Those sports would start out in the association's emerging sports category. More on what that means in a minute. Tim Streed, the OHSAA's director.
Three is I think those 2 sports in particular, their coaches associations have just done a really good job of continuing to update us on their growth and how they've run their tournaments. I think those 2 sports the last couple years have operated more like an OHSAA sport than they had prior to that.
According to the OHSAA, the Ohio High School Boys Volleyball Association, or OHSBVA, has been conducting a state tournament since 1988. The 2022 season is scheduled to begin on March 25th and end on June 5th. 5 Ohio schools have added boys volleyball teams in this school year alone. There are a total of 92 schools that operate under the OHSBVA umbrella. They're separated into 2 divisions. There are 4 regions in each division. According to Tim Streed, there need to be 150 participating schools across the state for the OHSAA to consider a sport for admission.
But our board of directors has always had the power and the authority to bring a sport on board, even if they didn't meet that 150. And this current board was willing to do that and was eager to do that based on Doug Ute's recommendation. It's kind of a new era. We have for so many years, held to, word for word what those regulations said. We didn't deviate from that. And now I think we're a little more open to looking at other options, other possibilities. And certainly with Doug's leadership now, we want to expand those opportunities.
In its infancy, boys volleyball will operate under the emerging sports category. For those unfamiliar with that phrase, Tim says it's the OHSAA's way of evaluating new sports.
And we mainly have that title, that emerging sports title, for some technical administrative things here on our end, meaning we're going to do an annual review of participation and tournament finances, which we do with our other sports anyway. But for these new emerging sports, we're going to basically put them in a category where for several years in a row, we're going to really study all the numbers to go with it. And then, similar to how we just did with lacrosse, after 4 or 5 years of growth and solid numbers, then we move that out of the emerging sports category.
For more information on Ohio High School boys volleyball, check out ohioboysvolleyball.com. Thanks to Tim Streed and to the OHSAA. For more info on Ohio high school sports, head on over to ohsaa.org. For the Ohio News Network, I'm Eric Reeser.
Surgeon Construction is leading the way in commercial and industrial construction. This is Jason Emsch, and we are committed to providing exceptional construction experience from pre-construction through project completion. Our success is measured by exceeding our clients' expectations. See our past and previous projects at Cambridge YMCA and New Educational Center at Jurassic Park and FMJ Shooting Range, just to name a few. Find us online at surgeon.construction and like us on Facebook.
Surgeon Construction. We'll take it from here.
Strike 3, you're out!
Pitchers can throw perfect games. Bowlers can bowl perfect games. But there's no such thing as a perfect church. Churches are made up of imperfect people. People who have had their hearts broken and their dreams shattered. Church is for people who need hope, who need forgiveness, and who need to learn to forgive. Church is for people like you and me. Join us at Stop 9 Church of Christ, 9:30 Sunday morning. The imperfect church where you can find God's perfect love. And celebrate the victory God has won for you.
Are you paying too much for homeowners insurance? Has your insurance company raised your deductible? Hi, this is John Valentine with Valentine Insurance. Many people can't accurately answer these questions. With many premiums escrowed into mortgages, homeowners don't pay attention to changes to their policies anymore. It's time you visit Valentine Insurance for a true, no-obligation review of your insurance policy. Call 994-1776 or stop by our office at 739 Southgate Parkway in Cambridge.
Welcome back to Meadowbrook High School. Tonight, at halftime, the Meadowbrook Colts lead the John Glenn Muskies 28-27. And right now, we are enjoying the halftime activities as the Meadowbrook jump rope team is getting after it. And I think I've blown both of my Achilles tendons just watching them.
I'm tired watching them. Yeah. I know that. It's truly impressive what they've been able to do with this program.
They have been fantastic tonight, and they tour. They go to places like Marietta College, Ohio University, Ohio State. I think they even did a Cleveland Cavaliers
They've done
game.
A couple Cleveland Cavaliers games.
Yeah, so jump rope coach Brenda Duvall, who does a fantastic job with this intermediate school program, grades 3 through 5, I believe that is.
Absolutely.
And she's got a host of people, members of this team, and they do certain things. Like right now, 2 adults are twirling the rope. If you can't see it on TV, if you're listening on the radio. But you got girls coming in doing cartwheels and flips through the rope, and I don't think they've missed a beat yet.
No.
I don't want to jinx them.
This has been one of the better nights they've had, here at Meadowbrook. But truly impressive. Just great staff here at Meadowbrook. So many great things going on in the district.
And it brings a big crowd.
Yes, it does.
Well, let's look at some statistics here tonight from Meadowbrook as the jump rope team gets a standing ovation from both the John Glenn and Meadowbrook contingent. Let's look at a little bit of statistics here. Let's look at the visiting John Glenn Muskies first. Nathan Walker, he had 6 points in the first half. He was 1 of 2 for the line, and he knocked down a tray. Avery Palmer knocked down 2 3-pointers for 6 points. Caden Walls, he was 2 for 4 from the line for 2 points. Noah Winland had two baskets for 4 points. Stephen Israel knocked down a 3. He was 2 of 2 from the line for 5 points. And Colin Campbell hit a 3-pointer and was 1 of 2 from the line with 4 points. So all told, 6 Little Muskies got in the scoring column. Now for Meadowbrook, Drew Webster was 0 for 3 from the line, hit a 3, hit a 2. He had 5 points. Easton Ible knocked down a 3 in the first quarter. He had 3 points. Jake Singleton knocked down 3 threes, a 2, and then he was 3 of 5 from the line for 14 points. Trayvon Mail, a basket for 2 points, and Dane Singleton, a basket in the first period for 2 points. Now, Devin, let's go into your more analytical statistics over here, and let's hear what you got to say.
Yeah, a little comparative statistics here between the teams. Meadowbrook Colts turned the ball over 7 times in the first half compared to the Muskies 6. However, the Colts seemed to shoot better from the floor while the Muskies shot better from the line. Colts were 3 of 7 from the line for 43% compared to the Muskies 6 of 9 from the line, which is 67%. The Colts shot 9 of 16 from the floor, though, 56%. Muskies shot 8 of 16 from the floor for 50%. And the Colts were 5 of 6 from three-point range, as we discussed earlier, compared to the Muskies 5 of 10 from three-point range. So, shooting kind of tells the story, but, in a long, tight game like this, the turnovers and the free throws can quickly swing a battle.
That's right. And, pretty even statistics with a couple exceptions in shooting, though. One team's winning this battle in this category, the other team's winning the battle in this category, and that's kind of what we got, a 1-point game here in Byesville. It's pretty much everything we've expected so far.
Absolutely. It's been a fun one to watch. It'll be interesting to see the second half. As we mentioned, Josh Hupp will be coming back in the second half for the Colts to give them some much-needed relief in the paint. I know Coach Taryn Jarrett's probably a little deeper into his bench there than he likes to be in a tight game like this, but be interested to see how Hupp comes out, if he comes out cold or ready to contribute, and, and how that affects this game.
That's right. Coach Taryn Jarrett down a few two guys. Had to use Garrett Milam and Colton Delancey in that first period,
both of them played well for not getting in games of this magnitude much at this point in their career.
They looked like they knew what they were doing and should have been there.
That's
all you can say. And Coach Scheck throwing a lot of guys out there for his Little Muskies, and he's had 6 guys in the scoring column, and he had to substitute a lot just to throw different looks at Jake Singleton, and I thought they did. Jake got 14, but it was a hard-earned 14 points.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, fouls will be a concern here in the second half as well. It's Nathan Walker and Caden Walls both with 2 in the first half for John Glenn. For the Colts, Trayvon Mail, the kind of defensive specialist, had 2, and Dane Singleton had 3.
Hey, how about a couple Muskingum Valley League facts? All right, I jotted this down while I was sitting here waiting for us to go live. But I just kind of wanted to look at the league, and since Meadowbrook's kind of a newer team into the league, them and Riverview rejoined and Coshocton now in it. Here are 7 teams that used to be in the MVL. The Gloucester Tomcats. Gloucester cleared down by Athens, in Athens County, which is now Gloucester Trimble. How about the Malta McConnellsville Big Reds, which is now part of Morgan. The New Concord, Little Muskies, which became John Glenn, and somebody's going to have to let me know the answer to this. John Glenn became John Glenn in either 1962 or 1965. One site said 65, the other said 62. Caldwell was in the MVL.
Wow.
The Roseville Ramblers, who now go to Philo. How about Zanesville St. Thomas in the 40s? I don't know if they go to Rosecrans now. And Dresden Jefferson Jayhawks. They went to Tri-Valley and made it Tri-Valley in 1966.
So Caldwell was in the MVL, Meadowbrook was in the PVC.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. So here start the second half. Walker with a falling away to his left, knocks it down. 3-point bomb gives the Muskies a 30-28 lead. What a tough shot there by Walker.
Yeah, coming right out of the half, too.
So the Colts go backdoor with Webster. He kicks it to Mail. Hupp is in the game now. He's being guarded by Campbell. He takes Campbell right away to the basket. Nice rebound there by Webster. Webster can't finish it. Palmer comes down with the miss. Muskies lead 30-28 over to Campbell. And that's the thing. The Meadowbrook defenders have to get out on the John Glenn shooters or they will put it right in your eye.
Yeah, they're not afraid to shoot the three, and they've shown that here early in the game.
So Campbell over to Walls. Walls over to Israel. Israel's pass gets knocked out of bounds by the quick-handed Jake Singleton. Colts going with Singleton, Webster, Mail, Hupp, and Eibel.
Yeah, I had a call reverse there. One official underneath couldn't really see.
And that was the right call.
Absolutely.
Jake knocked out with his right hand.
Better to take the time and make the call right.
Yeah. Palmer gets the ball to the top. Muskie's going with Palmer, Walker, Israel, Campbell, and Walls. Walls goes to the hole hard. He gets to the hole, and he gets 2 points. 5-0 run here to start this second half for the Little Muskies, who lead 32-28.
Very strong coach, Muskies team. I tell you, they run that high pick and roll to perfection.
You wonder, do they script it the first couple plays like they do in football?
Yeah.
It's possible.
It is highly possible.
I know you couldn't do it if I was playing. I'd never remember. But a big three, a huge three there by Trayvon Mail. That's his first three on the night. That cuts it to 32-31. John Glenn with the lead.
I believe, yes, Trayvon Mail's only shot twice tonight, made both.
And then Walls, basically what we saw the last time down the court, deja vu all over again. He gets 2 points, 34-31. And then, guess who? Jake Singles said, I want a part of this thing that's going on right now. He comes down, hits a three. It's tied at 34. Israel goes to the hole, and he's going to get fouled. I don't know if they're going to get Eibel or Singleton here.
I think they're going to get Singleton. Oh, no, they got Eibel.
They got Eibel with the body, so that's going to be Eibel's second foul.
Normally, when you swat at the ball like that, whether you make contact or not,
right,
you're getting it. But Singleton might have got away with one there.
Israel's going to go to the line for two. He knocks down the first one. Israel came in averaging 7 points. Got 25 threes on the year for the Little Muskies.
Muskies now 7 of 10 from the line.
Israel up again and good.
Make that 8 of 11.
Muskies lead 36-34. 5:45 left here in the third quarter. MVL crossover matchup, big school, small school. Singleton gets it, left wing. Nice ball fake, misses it. Strong rebound by Walker. Walker outlets to Campbell. Campbell goes, and there's going to be a blocking foul on Trayvon Mail. Now, I think he was in the act of shooting. And let's see if, yep, they're going to call it a two-shot foul.
And that'll be Mail's third foul, too.
And that's the one thing we know the Colts cannot get in foul trouble. So Campbell goes to the line. He's 1 of 2 on the night. He's shooting 83% on the year, though. Campbell averaging 12 points a game. He has 33 threes this year. His first shot is up and no good. I'm sorry, he has 32 threes.
Dane Singleton coming back in the game for the Colts.
Campbell's second shot up and good. 37-34 John Glenn. Singleton walks the ball across. 5:22 left in the third quarter. No lead has been bigger than 4 in this game by either team.
And we've had a lot of lead changes.
Singleton out to Mail. Good defense, good closeout by Israel.
Yeah, both teams really playing aggressive defense this whole game.
Yeah, neither team getting real comfortable because the defense has been hot. It's down to Dane Singleton, kicks it back out to Jake. Jake over to Mail. Mail shoots the three. He's got another one. Trayvon Mail with his second three in the quarter. And we got a tie game. And we got a 30-second timeout called by Meadowbrook.
I'll tell you, Trayvon Mail, his three-point percentage for the year may not be great, but he is timely with them, and he has been all year. You know, he doesn't shoot a lot, but when he does shoot in high-pressure situations like this, they tend to go down.
You know, one thing I've really enjoyed about this game tonight so far is the passing. Like, for instance, the last couple trips down the court, it's been the ball's been reversed. It's been zip passes, and right there was a great example. The ball got reversed a couple times. The defense was forced to play hard, but had to move, and the passing was so well. The Mail was wide open and knocked down his second three.
Yeah, and the Colts need that, as we've talked about in the past. They have to have other players step up. So, Singleton's good for 25, 27 a night, but you don't want to rely on that.
Absolutely.
Especially as you close in on tournament time. Looks like Colts going to come out in the full court press here.
They ran this three-quarter court 1-2-2, and this is what we're going to see. Colts do have some length out there. Palmer almost double dribbled, and they got him. No, they got him for a travel. Not sure that was the correct call, but it was a violation. Looked like he was wanting Palmer was wanting the pass, picked up his dribble. Whoever he was going to throw to wasn't looking and started to dribble again.
A good call there by Taryn Jarrett, Colts coach. Got a turnover
right
and
in
an
front of
extra
him.
possession when he needed it.
Yeah. So 37-37, 4:37 left in the third quarter. Trayvon Mail loses it, being highly pressured by Nathan Walker. Hupp in the game for the first time this quarter. He's being guarded by Colin Campbell. Hupp goes to his left, loses control. Walls goes to the floor. Hupp tries to throw it over Walker's head. Walker knocks it out of bounds.
And I'll tell you, the Muskies have done a great job of slowing the Colts down and making them play half-court basketball.
They've done a really good job. They're playing at their pace. This is what they want to do. Noah Winland checks in, the sophomore, averaging a couple points a game. Back out to Mail. Mail's been lethal from that left wing. He throws it to Hupp. Hupp's got a shot from the right wing, no good. And now we're going to have a foul. I think are they going to get Dane Singleton for his, will this be his fourth? Yeah, that's going to be his fourth.
I think so. Hupp just didn't really get his feet set there. Shot was off.
So Dane Singleton's going to take a seat with 4:10 left in the third. Easton Iowa's going to check in. Colts stay in that 1-2-2 three-quarter press. Muskies get it across. Campbell being guarded by Mail, now by Singleton. Campbell takes a real deep three. That thing's going to come up short, going to be rebounded by Hupp. Hupp outlets it to Jake Singleton. Jake goes to his right. Walls jolly on a spot with his defense, though. Now Campbell had to switch off to Singleton. Pass over to Trayvon Mail. Mail's going to get a ball screen from Webster.
Yeah, the Colts need the offense to start working here. A little too much, force them one-on-one out top.
A lot of ball screens.
Yeah.
Eibel goes hard to his left. All left hand the entire way down the lane. 2 points. Nice move there by Easton Eibel. 39-37, Meadowbrook leads.
Yeah, junior. Colts are looking for a lot out of Eibel next year.
Deep in the right corner, Nathan Walker, the junior, who averages 17 a game, hits another three. That gives the John Glenn Muskies, Little Muskies, a 40-39 lead over the Colts.
And Mail draped all over him. Great shot considering how well he was guarded.
So, Singleton tries to and he does it. He has a nice pass into Hupp. And we're going to get maybe a technical?
Oh, and it looks like it's on John Glenn. Caden Walls is arguing.
It's going to be on Caden Walls. Hupp got the 2 points, and he must have said something because there wasn't anything vicious, so it must have been verbal. He's teed up, and that's going to take Jake Singleton to the line to shoot the two technical shots.
Yeah, and if you're a Muskies fan, that's not what you want to see in a close game like this. Every possession, every basket matters.
So the Colts took the 1 point lead with Jake's 2 free throws. Both of them good, extended to a 3 point lead. And John Glenn, who was supposed to get the ball there too, they lose possession of the ball. Meadowbrook ball. This could be a huge.
Could be a 7-8 point swing depending on what happens with this possession.
So 43-40, Meadowbrook leads John Glenn. Eibel running the point guard position. Hupp to his left. Nice backdoor from Mail. Mail goes in. He lays it up, and it's good. Trayvon Mail with his 8th point in the quarter, having a huge quarter.
And that's the offensive operation we were talking about.
Largest lead of the game, 45-40 for the Meadowbrook Colts. Israel being guarded by Singleton. He's stuck. Nobody give it to, and I think Coach Scheck's going to need to call a timeout. He wants a 30-second timeout, so we will keep it right here, and that's going to give me a chance to go over some of our sponsors. We'd like to thank our sponsors tonight. Abel's and West 40, Stop 9 Church of Christ, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company, Doane Ford, Surgent Construction, W. Green Insurance, Valentine Insurance, and ABC Technical Services. We also want to thank our producer and director tonight, Adam Green. On the floor camera tonight is Brett Klein. On the main camera tonight is Mike Mitchell. Chris Stewart almost had to fill in there, was ready, and he was jolly on the spot too. And Brandon Hickman's back at ABC. He's our board operator. So thanks to our sponsors and thanks to everybody that's helping put on this game so everybody can watch this game from back home.
Yeah, these guys do a great job. It's a big production. They do a really nice job.
Okay, so after the 30-second timeout with 2:02 left here in the third quarter, Meadowbrook has its largest lead, 45-40.
Kind of a vital moment for the Muskies here.
And Walker gets a nice look right out of the timeout, but no good. Jake Singleton pulls down the rebound. Jake averages about 7 rebounds a game.
Which is impressive for his size.
So Colts in the half-court offense, lead by 5, 148 third quarter. Over to Webster. Webster to Mail to Singleton. Singleton dribbles to his right, hands off to Mail. Mail thought about a 3. Nice roll there by Josh Hupp. Josh Hupp comes in. He's got 4 points here.
Yeah, they played that to perfection, didn't they?
Yes, they did. 47-40. Meadowbrook leads John Glenn inside this time to Walker. He's being guarded by Webster. He spins left. He double pumps. He spins again, and they're going to get Webster for a foul. And I don't know if it's going to be on the ground or in the act of shooting. Coach Jarrett's kind of saying, what? Why?
Yeah,
how?
that was kind of a cheap one. I've got to agree with him. I try not to say anything about officials. That was kind of a cheap one there.
There we go. We got Walker's first shot is up, and he missed it. So Walker is now 1 of 3 from the line.
And only 11 points so far. Colts have done a nice job with Walker as well.
Checking in is Caden Walls. Walker, a good free throw shooter. 38 threes on the season. He makes his second one. That cuts the Colt lead to 6, 47-41. Meadowbrook leads John Glenn. Both student sections starting to go at it right now with some war of words. Not quite sure what they're saying, not sure I want to know what they're saying.
I don't know that I do either.
Now we're going to have an offensive foul, and I think they got Jake on an offensive push-off.
I didn't see that one either.
It was 40 feet from the ball, but that's going to be Jake Singleton's third foul. Campbell checks in for Winland for the Muskies. 1:03 left here in the third quarter. 47-41, Meadowbrook leads. Palmer dribbles to his right. Box set down here by the Muskies.
Just me, but I might get Singleton out right here.
It was going to be a double screen.
Oh, and you got an offensive foul against the Muskies.
It was an illegal
now.
screen. And I'm not sure who they got. Did they get Caden Walls?
I don't know. It was a double screen. I saw Hupp trying to fight through it, but I missed the foul.
Yeah, they got Caden Walls. I think that's going to be his third. Basically, it was going to be a double screen near the free throw line, and I think Walls may have been moving, and the official got him for it. So his third foul. 47-41, Meadowbrook leads. Once again, Hupp on a pick and roll. He scores another basket. That's his 6th point in the quarter. Colts lead 49-41, 30 seconds left here. Palmer pulls up. It's tipped by Mail. Hupp picks it up. Now he throws the pass to Mail, and it's going to be, they called it off of Mail. Mail didn't like the call. John Glenn's going to get possession. So John Glenn's down 8, 23.8 seconds left. I assume John Glenn will go for the last shot here.
And these possessions are big for John Glenn right now. It's kind of slipping away from them, and they've got to get some good baskets here, get some good looks, really.
Palmer's dribbling with it, 10 seconds. Out front, getting a screen from Walker. Palmer steps back about an 18-footer. He banks it in.
Nice shot.
He banks it in. Singleton gets it, and he does not attempt a shot here, so that last shot was made by Avery Palmer. That gives him 8 on the night. So with it to end the third quarter, Meadowbrook leads 49-43. We will be right back after this.
Feeding the world takes the work of a farmer. Patrons Buckeye Mutual, your local Grinnell Mutual member insurance company, tips our hat to those who help ensure that we can all eat tomorrow. We are proud to offer the coverage farmers need to keep growing. So we're taking a moment to say thank you for planning our future. Trust in farming. Trust in Patrons Buckeye Mutual. Trust in tomorrow. Contact your Patrons Buckeye agent today at 638-3604. Trust in Tomorrow is a registered trademark of Grinnell Mutual Reinsurance Company.
Welcome back to Meadowbrook High School. I'm Mike Snively, joined by Devin Detcher here in the corral where the Meadowbrook Colts are leading the John Glenn Muskies 49-43. And so far, Devin, you know, I think the one big swing we've seen was the technical foul, and it never, no league got above 4 either way. We saw the technical foul, and Meadowbrook had basically 3 possessions. With a possession they scored the basket on. They made 2 free throws, and they went down and scored. I think they scored 6 points on that possession, and that's what we have now is a 6-point lead.
Yeah.
So start the quarter, and they're going to get hop, I believe. Boys, how many moving screens are they going to call tonight?
Yeah, and that looked like he just tripped over Hup's feet.
I think the last 3 or 4 fouls have been moving screens or offensive fouls.
Or offensive, yeah.
Yeah.
They've been creative with them.
And that's combined with both teams. Yeah.
It is. It's going both ways.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we're seeing a lot of fouls.
Palmer dribbles over to the left, hands to Israel. Israel comes back. Palmer not open. Over to Winland. So it's Israel, Campbell, Walker, Palmer, and Winland. Winland to his left. Over to Campbell. Campbell goes left. Back out to Walker. Walker's got a good look at it. He's short on the 3. Rebounded by Jake Singleton. Jake gets it across the 10-second line. He pulls up for a 3. No good. Rebound by Walker. Walker rebounds around the back. Goes left. Over to Campbell. Campbell deep in the corner. It's going to be intercepted by Jake Singleton. Singleton goes in against Israel. He's going to have 2 points. That's what Jake is best at right there. Playing the passing lanes, sneaky, crafty.
Yeah, always has a few of those a game.
Nice pass from Walker to Winland. That's going to be Winland's 6-point on the night, 51-45.
Winland's been effective off the bench
he has.
for the Muskies tonight. Big points when they've needed them.
Only a sophomore, Winland. So, Eibel with the ball. Colts up 51-45, 6:30 left in the game. Eibel with a deep 3. He knocks it down. Easton Eibel with his second 3 on the game, his 8th point of the night. Colts lead by 9. Campbell gets it, goes to his left. They're going to get a blocking foul on Easton Eibel. Easton maybe just a hair underneath the basket, too far.
The couple times I thought we might see a charge, we haven't gotten them.
But you got to like John Glenn. You know, Eibel comes down, knocks down a 3, but John Glenn's running the other way in attack mode.
Yeah, the Colts started out being leery of that, but they've kind of loosened up as the game's gone on. John Glenn's taking advantage of it.
Campbell's first shot up and good. Campbell's been to the line 6 times tonight. Well, this will be his 6th attempt right here. Shot up. Good. 4 of 6 for Colin Campbell. And that's a 54-47 lead for the Colts. Singleton hands off to Mail. Mail over to Webster. Back to Singleton. He's going to get a good look at a 3. He misses it. Rebound by Israel. Nice check out there by the Little Muskies. Out to Campbell. Campbell hands to Palmer. Palmer's got a pretty good look at a 3. He just misses it. No good. Over to Singleton. 5:50 left. Colts lead by 7.
Palmer's really struggled from 3-point range tonight, 2 of 6.
Palmer, one of their strongest 3-point shooters. Singleton goes no, I tell you, what a tip by Josh Hupp. A great tip there by Josh Hupp. He's got 8 points in the second half. Singleton missed the first shot, missed his second attempt, but there was Hupp right there for the rebound. He puts it in. 9-point lead. Walker misses the 3. Rebound by Winland. He loses control, and it looks like the ball's going to go out of bounds to Meadowbrook. Coach Scheck's going to ask. He thought it was knocked out off of Meadowbrook. He's not going to get that call, though. So Singleton brings it across, hands it to Eibel. Eibel over to Mail. Mail takes a deep three. He misses it. Rebound by Israel, who gets it quickly to Walker. Crowd thought he walked. Walker hands it to Campbell. Campbell's going to take a deep three. It's off the mark. Defensive rebound by Webster. Webster to Eibel. Tipped, and a nice defensive play by Avery Palmer.
Yeah, nice start by Eibel there. Just not quite enough air on it.
Eibel tried to make the pass in midair. Well, Meadowbrook's going to take a full timeout, and we're going to take it with them. So, with 4:46 left in the game, Meadowbrook leads John Glenn 56-47. We'll be right back.
I'm not buying till I check down for.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at DoanFord.com.
Byesville here at Meadowbrook High School, where Meadowbrook leads MVL rival John Glenn 56-47.
And as you said, Mike, that so far that technical's really been the turning point of this game. Muskies just haven't been able to get back into it since then.
Yeah, up until that point, it was a nip and tuck game. John Glenn actually led here in this third quarter, and at 3 possessions in a row kind of helped the Colts there. So Colts, nobody's led by double digits tonight, but the Colts have the opportunity to do that right now. So Eibel taking the ball out of bounds near the Meadowbrook basket. Out to Hupp, over to Webster. Back to Jake Singleton. Jake Singleton over to Eibel. Webster finds Hupp, and I don't think the Colts are going to be in any hurry right now. Meadowbrook has 7 team fouls, John Glenn 2. So John Glenn wants to get Meadowbrook into 1-on-1. They're going to have to foul 5 more times.
Yeah.
And that's probably what Coach Jarrett thought. He thought, well, let's just run some time off and make them foul us.
And this is why you're seeing a shot clock next year.
Is that real? Is that going to happen?
That's my understanding. You'd have to ask athletic director Jeff Wheeler to be sure.
Now we got to train somebody to run all these high schools. You train somebody, pay somebody,
find somebody.
And John Glenn creates the turnover. Winland and then he throws it over the head of Colin Campbell. So John Glenn, after all that hard work on the defensive end, created a turnover and gave it right back to the Colts. So
come back and do it again.
3:52 left in the game. Colts lead by 9. Colts in no hurry here.
That's the downside to killing clock, though. You take a chance, especially against a team that plays as strong in defense as John Glenn.
Still only 2 team fouls. And now there's going to be 3. I think they're going to get Winland.
I'll tell you, I'm impressed with Winland's defense on Singleton, though. For being a sophomore, the stage isn't too big for him.
No.
He's played a nice game all the way around.
He's played really well coming off the bench. That's going to be his first foul. 3:38, Colts lead by 9. Singleton passes out to Webster, over to Hupp. Hupp's been a big pickup here in the second half. And Hupp looked for Webster underneath just a hair late, and guess who's there? Winland again knocks it out of bounds into the Meadowbrook student section. Coach Jarrett twirls his fingers, wants to run something again. Out to Mail. Mail takes the inbounds from Singleton. Singleton goes, stutter steps, goes left, goes right, and then up with his right hand on the left side, up and under kind of a move. Great move, maybe his best move of the night. 2 points for Jake Singleton.
Just feels like he can do that whenever he wants to, doesn't it?
Yeah, yes he does. And Singleton almost gets the steal, and he's going to be called for the foul, and I believe that's going to be his fourth on Jake Singleton. So the Colts lead by 11, 58-47 with 3:09 to play in the game here at Byesville. Israel's going to go to the line. He's going to shoot 1 and 1. His first shot is up, and it is good.
Now, you said he's a 40-something% free throw shooter. He's 5 of 5 tonight.
He's 5 of 5 tonight. Now, I could have looked at that wrong, but I swore it said he was a 44% free throw shooter in the stats. Now he's 6 of 6. He sure doesn't look like a 44% free throw shooter.
He doesn't.
Looks more like an 88% free throw shooter. So Colts down. Colts lead the Muskies by 9. Singleton brings it across, gets a screen from Hupp. Hupp goes to his left. No, they're going to call a foul on Walker. Thought maybe Hupp got away with the travel there, but they're going to get Walker on the foul. That's only going to be the 4th team foul on John Glenn, so they've got to foul 3 more times just until Meadowbrook gets in the 101.
Yeah, not really a position you want to be in.
Singleton takes it out of bounds, finds Mail. Mail out to Eibel. Good spacing here by the Colts. Over to Hupp. Hupp goes left again with his left hand, but up with his right hand. And Hupp really has stepped it up since entering the game in the 3rd quarter. He has 10 points. Colts lead by 11.
Yeah, been huge for the Colts since, Hupp's come back here in the second half.
Palmer hands to Israel. Israel hands to Winland. Muskie's got to be somewhat of a hurry here. Colts defending that 3 really tightly. Campbell goes to his left, up and under to his right. Nice move by Colin Campbell. That looked like very good fundamentals right there.
Yeah, great move inside there.
60-51. Meadowbrook leads John Glenn. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left in the game. 4-team fouls, so John Glenn's going to have to start fouling soon. Over to Hupp. Hupp, who's been big in the second half. Backdoor cut, thrown away, intercepted, taken away by Campbell. Campbell finds Winland. Winland's going to get a 3. No good. Rebound by Hupp. Over to Singleton, and Singleton says, let's slow it down, boys. Singleton gets it across, being guarded by Winland, the sophomore. Here goes Singleton, now picked up by Colin Campbell. Israel comes, and he's going to foul. Not a bad foul on Singleton because you need to foul anyway.
I think we're going to get a timeout here.
We are going to get a timeout, and it's going to be a full timeout, and we are going to take it with them. So from Meadowbrook, with 1:34 left to go in the game, Meadowbrook 60, John Glenn 51. We will be right back.
In your time of need, will you be happy with your cut rate car insurance? Will you have the coverages you need? Valentine Insurance is dedicated to protecting you and your family when you need it. As an independent insurance agency, we have partnered with many reputable insurance companies who even have local claims adjusters to provide you with unbeatable service. Are you going to trust a talking lizard to help you with your claim? Really? Don't let this happen to you. Trust the professionals at Valentine Insurance. Call 994-1776.
We're back here live on YRP TV. Also the Nash Icon 107.9 out of Cambridge and 98.5 FM out of Zanesville. I'm Mike Snively with Devin Detcher here from the Corral at Meadowbrook High School. It's Meadowbrook leading John Glenn 60-51. Just 1:34 left here. Meadowbrook coming out of the timeout, full timeout they called. With possession of the ball, John Glenn probably going to have to start fouling.
And they are trying to make sure Singleton doesn't get them.
Right. Singleton, obviously, one of the better free throw shooters in the area. Eibel with possession. He's being guarded. He's going to be trapped now. And Coach Jarrett's going to get another timeout. He is not happy. And he's going to take a full timeout. And you know what? We're just going to keep it right here, right now.
I thought we'd see a little more sense of urgency out of the Muskies coming out of that timeout there, but I think they were going to try to go for the steal.
Yeah, they were going for the steal / trap, and then neither one came to fruition, but Meadowbrook did have to take their, let's see, how many timeouts? 1 timeout left for Meadowbrook and 2 timeouts left for the Muskies. So we talked about the tournament draw happening this week. 1 member of the 18-team district will go to Athens. So it doesn't kind of matter. Eventually you got to beat everybody.
Right.
Yeah, you got to beat. It doesn't matter if you're on this side or this side. It might matter if you get knocked out earlier, or But eventually you're going to have to beat everybody.
You got to go into the tournament knowing that you're going to play the best if you want to get out of it.
Several years ago, I remember, John Glenn, I believe, won it in 2016, one of the finest area teams I've ever seen. But they won it in 2016, and several years later, Meadowbrook and John Glenn played in a regional final. So the 2 East District representatives played in the regional final. I believe that was 2018, but my memory serves me correctly.
Yeah, in the last 20 years, we've seen some great basketball out of this area.
Yes, we have. And throw Cambridge in there with Coach Ford's old juggernaut teams.
Yeah.
So inbounds to Mail. Mail's going to be fouled by Palmer. That's going to be Palmer's first foul. Next one's going to be 1-on-1. Minute 19. Colts lead 60-51. I would assume John Glenn's going to foul if they do not get a steal here. Hupp gets it into Singleton, and Winland had basically no choice but to foul Singleton. That's going to send Singleton to the line, who's an 85% free throw shooter, but he has missed 2 tonight. He is 5 of 7 on the night, but he's going to go to the line for 1-on-1.
Yeah, Muskies really need him to miss the front end to keep this a 3-possession game here.
Nobody in the lane for the Colts. Singleton's first shot is up, and it touches nothing but the bottom of the twine. Colts lead 61-51. Second shot by Jake Singleton is up and good. 62-51, a minute 15 left here in the game. Palmer across. Steps back on Mail, almost banks it in, did not go. Singleton gets the rebound, and now he's going to get fouled, and this is exactly the situation the Colts want. They want Jake to get that rebound, Jake Singleton to get that rebound and get fouled right away.
Yeah, he's 7 of 9 from the line tonight now after those last two.
We got Nathan Walker on the foul, and that'll be his 4th. So Singleton goes to the line leading by 11. First shot is up and good. 12-point lead for the Colts. Second shot of the bonus. Up and good. 9 of 11 from the line for Jake. 64-51, Colts lead the Muskies. Palmer goes to his left, kicks it out to Winland. Winland drives to the middle of the lane. Nice move there by Noah Winland. His 8th point on the night.
Smart decision, just getting points.
Muskies did a good job of trapping. Almost forced the turnover, and they get the ball, ends all the way back in Jake Singleton's hands. The Colts had a couple opportunities found. I thought they got Josh Hupp once, but they didn't call that one. But they got Avery Palmer for his second foul. Jake Singleton back to the line again. It's good.
10 of 12 and counting.
Not too bad.
That's a good night.
I think the scoreboard might have given the wrong. Okay, that's right. 65-53 is correct. And 66-53. 13-point lead, 42 seconds. Palmer brings it across. Looks like the Colts will probably win this thing. Palmer's going to get tripped by Mail.
Smartly tried to throw up a shot, but I don't think they're going to give it to him. He'll go to the line for 1-on-1.
So that would be Mail's 4th foul. Going to check in now for John Glenn is going to be Noah Larrick.
Oh, no, they're giving him both shots.
And Tyler Steinhoff will check in for the Muskies. And he misses it.
They motioned to, but only gave him one.
No good there on the shot by Campbell. 27 seconds left. For all intents and purposes, the Colts could dribble this thing out. 66-53, Colts lead by 13, and they are going to come away with a victory here. A really good second half by the Colts, where many key people, including Josh Hupp, started the second half and came out in double digits in the second half. So that's going to end it here from Byesville. We're going to start, Devin and I are going to start accumulating some stats and putting our thoughts together after this Muskingum Valley League final. From Meadowbrook, Meadowbrook beats John Glenn 66-53. We will be back in a few minutes to wrap this thing up.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of a guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
Strike three, you're out! Pitchers can throw perfect games. Bowlers can bowl perfect games. But there's no such thing as a perfect church. Churches are made up of imperfect people. People who have had their hearts broken and their dreams shattered. Church is for people who need hope, who need forgiveness, and who need to learn to forgive. Church is for people like you and me. Join us at Stop 9 Church of Christ, 9:30 Sunday morning. The imperfect church where you can find God's perfect love. And celebrate the victory God has won for you.
Fall means cooler temperatures and the changing of the seasons. The Rogers Company is ready with all heating services. They install furnaces, geothermal, ductless systems for both residential and commercial. They provide repairs and maintenance to all makes and models. On the commercial side, they're the area's refrigeration company. Put the Rogers Company team to work for you. Call 740-685-8677.
How can you select from insurance companies offering you lizards or ducks? When it comes to protection for your home and auto, you want a company that provides quality insurance products and personalized, fair, friendly claims service. WB Green Insurance represents Westfield Insurance. Their reputation is based on sharing knowledge and building trust. Westfield has been around the neighborhood over 150 years. WB Green Insurance welcomes the opportunity to quote your home, car, and business insurance. Don't be fooled by lizards and ducks. Call 439-1329.
Surgeon Construction is leading the way in commercial and industrial construction. This is Jason Emsch, and we are committed to providing exceptional construction experience from pre-construction through project completion. Our success is measured by exceeding our clients' expectations. See our past and previous projects at Cambridge YMCA and New Educational Center at Jurassic Park and FMJ Shooting Range, just to name a few. Find us online at surgeon.construction and like us on Facebook.
Surgeon Construction. We'll take it from here.
Welcome back to Meadowbrook, where tonight's game, Meadowbrook Colts take the victory over the John Glenn Muskies, 65-53. Big night for the Colts in the second half. There was a highly contested game throughout the entire first half, and then start of the second half, John Glenn took a 3-point lead at one point. Had a technical foul called on John Glenn midway through and gave basically on a basket that was made by John Glenn. Well, then Singleton got to go to the line and shoot 2 free throws, so there was 2 more points, and then Hupp got a backdoor cut right off that. So it was like a 6-point possession for the Colts, and that kind of swung the momentum toward the Colts, and then they go on to win by double digits tonight. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to go over the scoring. First I'll go for John Glenn, then I'll go for Meadowbrook, and then I'm going to hand the reins over to Devin Detra, who's going to talk more about some statistics such as rebounds and field goal percentages and such. So first for John Glenn, and leading John Glenn tonight was number 1, Nathan Walker, the junior, had 13 points on 2 for 4 from the foul line. Avery Palmer was 0 for 1 from the line. He had 8 points on the night. Caden Walls, he was 2 of 4 from the line. He had 6 points. Noah Winland came off the bench. The sophomore had 8 points. Stephen Israel, 6 of 6 from the line. And Stephen, or Stephen's family, if you're listening, and I had him down as a 44% free throw shooter. That's what I wrote down. So if I'm wrong, I apologize. But he was excellent tonight. 6 of 6 from the line for 9 points. And rounding out the scoring for the John Glenn Little Muskies was Colin Campbell. He was 4 or 5 from the line, and he had 9 points. Now to Meadowbrook. Drew Webster was 0 of 3 from the line. He had 5 points. Easton Eibel had 8 points. Josh Hupp came in the second half, could not play the first half, played the second half and had 10 huge points, many of those on backdoor cuts or pick and roll. So 5 baskets for 10 points for Josh Hupp. Trayvon Mail had a big game. He had 10 points. And Dane Singleton, who got in foul trouble throughout the game, had 2 points, leading the Colts tonight. And once again, 11 of 13 from the line, who averages 26.6 games, so roughly 3 points above his average. 29 points tonight for Jake Singleton. Devin, what do you have for us?
Jake Singleton, just to go build off that a little bit, also had 8 rebounds in the game. He just did a little bit of everything. Comparatively, probably the biggest statistic that jumps out to me is the Muskies went into the half 5 of 10 from three-point range, 50%, and only shot 1 of 8 from three-point range in the second half, which definitely detrimental to the offense they run. Colts ended up 69% from three-point range, 9 of 13. From the floor, the Colts were 14 of 37 for 38%. The Muskies were 15 of 34 for 44%. Another interesting statistic, the Colts were 11 of 15 from the free throw line in the game. 13 of those free throws were shot by Singleton, and all 11 of the makes were by Singleton.
Wow.
So a little strange there. Very similar percentage to the Muskies, who were 14 of 19 from the line, and both teams ended with 9 turnovers. So, statistically very even. Colts come out a little bit stronger in the second half from three-point range, and definitely shot well from the line in the second half.
Thank you for that information, Devin. Always a great job. And we talked earlier how the district tournament, well, the state tournament, but the East District will draw this Sunday. And I would venture to say Meadowbrook's going to finish either as the 3 seed or 4 seed, either them or East Liverpool, and they will have a home game, maybe 2 home games for the sectional. John Glenn right now puts them at 11-7, and there are a bunch of teams, that are right around that same record. They're a little bit higher. I would think John Glenn should get a home game if they win a few here to finish this. Well, They play Friday night, but if they get a victory Friday night, they should get a home game. But remember, all sectional games are on the court of the higher seed. So, and then the district will be determined at a location in between both schools. So we had a great game here tonight. 2 good rivalry schools, well played. Meadowbrook just had a better. We thought maybe they might struggle with only having 5 players play in the first half. That was not the case. Coach Sheck did a good job subbing in, keeping guys fresh, but it just could not wear down the Colts. Couldn't slow down Jake Singleton. Jake had another big game, and Colts come away with a big victory.
Yeah, and the Colts had some key players step up in key moments, which we've seen a lot lately. And it worked out for them.
We've seen, Webster's played outstanding all over the floor, but Hupp come in and Mail did another good job. Eibel hit some big shots tonight too.
Yeah.
And John Glenn, they get scoring from everywhere. They started knocking down threes later, and I thought the Colts just did a decent job of getting out on the 3-point shooter in the second half and took away that option for the Muskies.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to sound it off right now, but we had a really good game here at Meadowbrook High School. I'm Mike Snively for Devin Detra. Final score from Meadowbrook. Meadowbrook 65, John Glenn 53. You all have a great, safe night. Good night.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Doan Ford, West 40 Auto Sales, WB Green Insurance, Southeastern Med, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, Valentine Insurance, Bethea Glass CPA, Surgeon Construction, Bruner Land Company, The Rogers Company, and Stop 9 Church of Christ. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports.